just concerned about keeping their own people where they needed to be.
Do you think this one has had something good?
Found our mystery guest, Purity. And based on this note, the heroes as well.
What does it say?
Orders to guide Bosca and several of his comrades through these ruins happened right after the attack on Jonestead. The tone towards the heroes is pretty harsh.
More evidence of an uneasy alliance between the two.
Where we'd be if the
It doesn't seem Purity cared about what was locked up in this place, even the location of Sky's Divide. They were just sick of hearing the heroes' complaints about being kept on a need-to-know basis. So, Purity threw them something to chew on. Guess it wasn't enough. Take a look at it if you want. They also brought along a few books on the Dwemer.
Do you see a switch? We need to lower the gate.
Damn it! I should have known better.
It's fine. One of us was bound to push it eventually. And it opened the gates.
There was a translation guide attached to the Purity Scholar's note. If I just... Got it. This dialect is archaic, all right. Even without years of studying other variations of Dwemerus, it shouldn't be too hard to translate.
It's that easy?
To be fair, my squad was often sent batches of confiscated Dwemer relics so they could be properly impounded. I got curious and picked up a little on the known vocabulary. Then in the Sirens, the encoding, decoding of all those messages.
The 0-1 system.
Invented by Matari herself.
What does it say?
Welcome to Installation 1621.
It all makes sense now. This is a research center. One with a number and not a name. It almost certainly means that it was kept a secret to the general population. There are theories about the nature of the experiments the Dwemer conducted. But little evidence remains after the passing of time and the deterioration of the strongholds. This place, on the other hand, is intact and relatively untouched. Everything we find here may be undocumented by modern historians. Exactly. Maybe more than enough. And too much. Trisha, Kasha, go on ahead. We'll be along shortly.
Sure.
We need to discuss something in private. Once Trisha starts translating whatever else we find, it wouldn't be appropriate to bring it up. Commander, what do you think of Matari? What do you think of her as a person? Even after everything the Sirens, Purity, and Serenity told you, you still don't know for sure. The other Sirens, do you know what they do? They impose their ideas of what she is like onto her. To them, she's a living sculpture that can be molded. That's how she can be so easily idolized. Each Siren has her own interpretation of the perfect Matari. We define her. I can't answer that. Not Serenity. Not Purity. They said we have to see things for ourselves. That's why we're here. But by being here alone without guidance, we're taking a great risk. As frivolous as it seems, Purity in the Holy Matron's secrecy may actually have a purpose. Purity could have just as easily undermined our efforts to stop Matari in our own way by telling you everything. But what if the truth, in its rawest form, really is interpretive? Telling you one thing or the other may have yielded unpredictable results. It could have upset balance in the war even further. It might have even provoked sympathy from you towards her. Look at where we are. A Dwemer research center. I don't need to tell you what it implies about Matari. There's a saying among the Ashen. The truth can either be what frees you or destroys you. I'm worried that what we find here isn't going to be easy for anyone to take in. We may not suffer physically for what we learn, like we would from an Elder Scroll. But if the behavior of those you've spoken to is any indication, our minds might. Just promise me that you won't lose sight of who we're fighting. I don't want to lose you like I did with Misha.
Maurice is good with the bow, but you're good too. Can you teach her a little sometimes?
The note said that the coordinates to Sky's Divide would be around the forge.
It's a big place. Kasha and I will take a look around to see what else we can find. Commander, remember what I said.
If it's none of my business, I won't ask. But you'll understand that I find it sort of annoying. So, what do you make of that? I've never seen an automaton constructed in anything other than the typical orange-yellow hued metal. A functional one at that. Give it some steam and you'll be able to get that thing up and running again. This gives us an idea of what we're dealing with down here. Don't know whether I should be hoping that most of them were successes or failures. That can't be Ebony. The Dwemer would never sacrifice quality. Let's see what we have over here.
That's the last of them.
I found it. Go get Lilith and Kasha. They need to see this. In the northern sea, between this land and the Nordic cradle of life, is the Dark Tower. It pierces the heavens, serving as a rightful monument and just prison for the anomaly. Sky's Divide.
The coordinates place a divide, right in the middle of the Sea of Ghosts, south of Atmora.
The tablet goes on to warn supply vessels about turbulent weather in the area. I say we find a seasoned captain in Solitude and set sail. We'd get there in just a few days if we ride the stream.
We're not going anywhere. Commander, at the chasm, Baska mentioned having found something buried in our past, correct? The heroes of Nirn are already at Sky's Divide. We'd be walking into a trap.
So, what do we do now? At least we know where to go, but we're still not any closer to solving our problem.
We keep searching. These tablets were out in the open, but there could be more in the other rooms. I noticed a gated door in the far side of the chamber with 2 empty lexicon receptacles, possibly leading into the Overseer's quarters. Assuming the lexicons are still somewhere in the bastion, we can lower the gates. Trisha, there's a reason why Purity doesn't care about Sky's Divide, while Serenity and her people believe it's the key. We can't trust what anyone says on faith alone. Not anymore. Before we try to stop Matari, we need to be sure it's going to work.
No one is going into any of the other rooms alone.
We can go.
I'm not so sure.
I'll be fine. The two of us can work on translations. I'll bring some books from the reading area.
Focus on finding the lexicons so we can open the gate. But if you find anything that is still legible, bring it to me and I'll get it translated.
Sir?
Purity already translated most of these tablets. Nothing interesting, just some old work logs. Hand me the text and I'll write down the translated. Suit yourself. There's plenty to talk about. I'll do the best I can with what we know so far. Phew. One of the tablets mentions the creation of the Void Sword. Besides that, I can't tell you what else. But if they had a war with Matari and lost it anyway, well, maybe otherwise we might have ended up using them ourselves. Serenity Sword. Baska's sword. It's had a long journey. The matrons took the sword from the Bastion, and it eventually ended up at Fort... I wouldn't care too much about the sword, Commander. If it was used on Matari, it mustn't be as special as the Dwemer and matrons first thought. That's what I'm worried about. But let's trust the matrons on this one for now. They have more experience. Sky's Divide. A monument. And a prison. If this anomaly warranted the construction of an entire tower just to house it, do you think... How much are you willing to bet it's made from the same material as the Void Sword in that Centurion? I have a hunch that the Dwemer were completely wrong about how to contain this anomaly. The Holy Matrons didn't figure that out until it was too late. The more texts you bring, the easier it'll be to piece things together. Topic? The more texts you bring, the easier it'll be to piece things together.
Come on!
Too bad Trish isn't here. She could translate that tablet on the wall.
Machines make a lot of noise. You might even call it a battle cry, if these things could talk.
Stop shoving, would you?
Careful. You can't tell what's around the corner. Do you think this is where they studied their test subjects?
Что это было? Все? Больше ничего не умеешь?
Crow's feast on the wicked.
Did you hear something?
Well, that's how it's done.
At least I like to think so.
One by one.
Enough! This ends now! Your word.
Out here, it's kill or be killed. May the dead find peace in Sovngarde.
Come on!
You found it? Let's get out of here before the constructs show up.
Тут кто-нибудь есть?
Die, you abomination!
Dwarves were clever creatures. Что это?
Сюда!
That takes
With
care of
death
that.
comes honor.
That can't be good. All this is just great. So I guess we're going to be stuck here for a little while. That chest you opened must have been connected to a security system. I guess. What's on your mind? Since the battle for Pazrath, I've never felt so alone. Even with you, Lilith, and Trisha, it seems like the entire world is out to get us. When my father died, before we learned what we were dealing with, I had you to rely on. You're all that I needed. Now we need more than each other to stop Matari. What a way to start my career as a siren. I hardly know how to fight and I'm already caught in the middle of a war. But how can I fight? What am I supposed to do? I never thought about that. Hey, did you hear that?
Commander, are you down there? Hold on. We're going to get you out. I'm glad the two of you are safe, but we need to leave right now. The dwarven automatons are active and patrolling the main chamber. Stay close.
We'll talk later.
Тут кто-нибудь есть? Что это было?
hear whispers echoing this place. You will have a hard time staying quiet.
The gate has been raised.
Talos, bless our victim.
Oh, mercy. I can't believe I was this close to being killed.
Get them!
Fated to die.
Victory. For now.
Тут кто-нибудь есть? Ха! Вот ты где!
That better be the security controls. I've had enough of this place. What the?
Is there a lever on your side?
Nope. Huh. Guess it's up to me.
Careful, Trisha. You don't know which one to press. Trisha? Trisha!
Was wrong.
Try not to talk. It'll be over soon.
Stupid way to die. Thought it would be on the field. Never like in the songs.
You did well, Trisha.
Lilith went on ahead. She should still be around here. I'd rather not. Listen, about what we talked about in the pit, there are some things I have in mind. I need to plan them out, but would you consider them? They're plans for the future, but I think you two would like them. In case things go wrong with the sirens, well, I'll let you know later. Right. It has been a long day. I'll be off in a minute. We'll talk later, alright?
This armor casts many reflections. Here, come closer.
It will take days to translate this without Trisha. Thank you, but I know a few scholars outside of the Sirens. Good people that we can depend on to keep our business confidential. All that we need, I hope. The holy matrons passed over it. Imagine, had they found this, they may have been victorious in their war with Matari. But I'm being presumptuous. We'll talk once it's translated. Save them for now. I don't want to overwhelm our contacts with too much work. Noted. But the warning is meant for you. There is no denying you're important. The moment you walked into the palace catacombs, you were granted an audience with Matari. It would be an incredible honor for anyone else in the Sirens to receive that sort of attention. Matari gave you what others who've been in the Sirens their entire adult lives can only dream of. You're already dealing with Matari at a very personal level. All these fantasies shared by the Sirens, and this complete lack of understanding of what is really going on, make for a dangerous combination. Whatever you do, don't let her play you like a fool. As far as we know, she's completely ignorant of the fact we came here today. We're close to gaining the upper hand. Maybe not the only one, but the only one who was lucky enough to have you on my team. I know my stance with Matari, because of what she allows in the Sirens. Freya. The others may refuse to acknowledge that they are Matari's products. Many would care for them. But having been with Freya, and knowing that everything she does is condoned by Matari, that's something I can't forgive anyone for. Not at all. That would be selfish. This is about saving the world. Together. Matari has been successful in keeping others in the dark. And by looking past the darkness, that would be purity and the holy mate. The two of us and Kasha, we're in the middle. We can't let anything push us over the edge. Either Matari's manipulations. Not yet. I hate placing so much faith into this journal, and if it doesn't help, at least we'll still have some faith left over to get us to Sky's Divide. Keep pretending, and keep following Matari. We still have purity to worry about, and whether we like it or not, we're going to need everyone fighting. I'm going to be around for a while longer before I return to Pasarath. I need to bury Trisha. It can't be. She still had a lot of unresolved issues. But I suppose that's life. We can't all... The others will forget her. But I won't. I hope you don't either. No, she never... Being kicked out of the Sirens. She didn't want to relive the feelings of being... As soon as the journal is translated, I'll come find you. We'll talk later. You need to return to the palace.
How did they make this? Real glass or is it some strange material? Do you know?
Что это?
Just stronger
That's
with
the last one.
At least I like to think so.
But I'm your friend, Zana. You can't do this.
You have your orders. Best get to it.
No!
Come now, don't you love your mistress? You wouldn't want to upset her, would you? Do as we say, and Matari will cherish you forever.
What? This is an order from Atari?
Of course. All orders are.
But my students, they're not ready.
We'll decide that. Now go. Let them know.
I can't believe you're okay with this, Zana. You've changed.
No, Kathy.
Come, we're done here.
Nothing?
Afraid not.
Yesenia hasn't heard anything from her scouts.
They couldn't have all just died, right? I mean, there's no way.
Don't worry. It's probably just part of the operation.
Well, if it is, they should have at least had the decency to tell us instead of forcing us to worry.
Want to take that up with Command?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, neither do I.
I'm sorry, everyone. I failed.
Have they not said why we're all leaving?
Only that you're going to Solitude for a covert mission. I don't understand why they need all of you.
Don't worry, Mistress Kathy. We will defend ourselves with valor. Your teachings have been most helpful.
Thank you, friends. You're the finest students I've had in a long time. I know that all of you working together will spread more happiness throughout the world than one sister can on her own. Let Purity and the heroes know the true meaning of the word courage. Vanquish the oppressors. Come home soon and safe. Peace and Matari's blessings upon you.
That should do it.
Not so fast. You have my package.
Really, ma'am? I thought you'd given it up along with the local stuff.
One advice at a time. Hand it over, Kadesh.
Fine, fine. Don't use it all up in one night. I can't have Cordonali be your personal supplier.
Enough. We make the rules, not you. Greetings. Personal. Remind me to share when we're together.
Just heard about your last mission. Terrible thing to be held for ransom. Lucky for you, the maidens were there to help. Elda just came by to tell me the operation to secure the vessel was a success. Not a single sister was harmed. Few ship hands, couple of armed pirates, and their modest bounty of stolen goods. Cordonali has the ship now, but she unloaded a few goods that we found useful. Along with this. It is. Came with an odd little note written by its original owner. The stone's called the Heart of Infinity, a key to unlocking the secrets about one who will save us all in Apocrypha. I'm not a fan of Daedric relics, so if you don't mind, can you take it off my hands? Anyone else and it would eventually end up in Freya's pockets. You've come to the right person. There's so much to learn and so little. Katanas, and more katanas. Have a look. Give them all you've got.
Да? Выкладывай.
Да?
Тебе от меня что-то нужно?
Да.
Once you stop believing in Matari, this whole thing falls apart. We must stay strong and have faith.
Been a while, hasn't it? The disappearance of our sisters on the field. You mean you don't know? It's just... The Golden Maidens announced they were taking preliminary measures for our final battle with Purity at Innocent. The details are pretty sketchy. All we know is that soon after they announced the operation, we lost no messages, no sightings. Now the scouts have gone. Either this is part of a secret plan, or we just went dark. Maybe both. But how would that make any sense? As far as we know, yes. If you want to get technical, you can bring up the sirens in Cyrodiil, but we've counted them out of this war. I was hoping you'd know. All we're doing is speculating and worrying ourselves to death. Whoa, that's... So maybe this is planned after... We can't leave this palace undefended, you know. Purity knows we're here. They can strike at... If it's all right, can you let me know what she says about our sisters? We don't want to be too inquisitive with the maidens. They're busy.
I have a feeling things will be all right.
Hard to get any sleep until we know what's going on.
We shall speak again in due time.
The mistress would most certainly like to speak to you.
Not
There
a
have been some
modicum of
developments
rationality in that woman. Kathy, love. She's such a child.
She likes it here.
It's no
Lots
wonder
of
Zana
dishes.
was chosen to
It's
join
not
the
so
maidens.
cold.
I hate boring you with personal grudges. They do harm my... However would I hope to make you mine if I come across as a bitter lady?
I don't understand why Kathy would react like that. We've always been happy to follow orders. Mistress Matari has ordered that all of Kathy's students specializing in speechcraft be sent to Solitude for an espionage mission. Yes, but Matari knows best. I know Kathy doesn't want to let go of all her students, but this is war. I wish she would understand.
The echo of the void is oblivion. The echo of oblivion is now more... Oh! It's so nice to see you again! I'll leave you two alone. Bye!
You've returned. A reminder of what I'm fighting for. As you might have already surmised, they've been recalled in accordance with our plan to march onwards to innocence. No, Coeur Denali is participating in this private operation. That is all I will say for now. It will not go undefended, as I will ask in a moment. That will not be possible. I ask that you keep this. They are involved as well. Their espionage assignment is merely a cover. Yes, I do. As you mentioned, I have recalled all sirens from their posts around Skyrim. Our communication with the outside world has been completely severed. The pool of able warriors to defend the palace has been greatly diminished. You and I will lead in the event of an attack. Due to the nature of the operation, that cannot be revealed. Rest assured, I promise that all who are currently in the palace and the fortress will remain where they are until... Since the attack on Jonestead, the possibility of an attack has The removal of all sirens from their... That is why I have ceased all siren operations in Cyrodiil, and have already ordered for their immediate transfer to Euphoria Palace. Purity has long since been eradicated from Cyrodiil. There is no longer a threat of our war spilling across the borders of Tamriel as it did when the cleansers fought under the command of the Pindars. Our last battle with Purity will be... No skeleton crew will remain in the Cyrodiil headquarters. As of this moment, all but the arriving... Traversing the Cyrodiil Skyrim border via an underground... This is your mission. Go to this tunnel and ensure their safe passage. You will be armed and ready to fight with... My final order before the communication blackout was to have Lilith and her team await your arrival at the tunnel entrance. Unfortunately, Lilith has gone missing. Only the sirens known as Malene and Samantha will accompany you. We do not know. Lilith is a habitual... It was Trisha's decision to include you in her team. For that you have my apology. Lilith will be reprimanded accordingly if and when she returns. Do so. Go. And Commander, try not to waste your time exploring Dwarven runes. You will not find answers amongst the dead. You smell of oil. We shall speak once the sirens have arrived.
Go on. If you insist on leaving.
Come to talk?
Do well on your mission, sir.
Great to have you back in action, sir.
Yeah, unlike Lilith. Where is she anyway? So I've been doing some research and it seems this tunnel links up to the mountainside right next to the Pale Pass. Hope our sisters make it through. Now, are we leaving? About time.
Huh? All right, you want to go?
Maybe they'll find peace in Sovngarde.
Bandits are soft-gutted snowberries, trying to dress up as soldiers. We shouldn't have much trouble killing them.
Что это было? Ах, какой сюрприз! Надо же!
Blood, we wash the land clean.
Let's take care of the bandit leader while we're at it.
Надо прятать нож в сапоге.
That should do it.
Now we wait.